Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Bordsy, and this is going to be a review of the Razer Viper Ultimate. I looked at this mouse, or well, I had the fucking standard Viper like a year ago, and I truly hated it. And it's nice to see that they've made definitely a lot of improvements since then on the Viper Ultimate. Also, this mouse is way cheaper than it used to be. It used to be like 150, 130 on sale. Now it's down to like $100, and even like it was 80 on Black Friday. I don't know if it'll go down that low. And it also comes with a fucking charging dock, which I'm not gonna lie, this is something that I completely overlooked. I'm like, oh, it's just a fucking gimmick, plug your mouse in, lol. But then really, you just like drop it. Well, fuck, that's awkward. You just drop it right in there, and then it's charging, and that's the full extent of the charging situation. And the fact that this like it comes with it, pretty sick, pretty sick. So that's just like an added layer of convenience that I didn't even know existed. Like I knew this was a thing, but I had never thought about just charging my mouse by putting it on a dock. It's truly innovative. That's probably my favorite thing about this mouse. And on my old Razer Viper, it had the fucking V1 optical switches, and now the Viper Ultimate has the V2 optical switches, and holy fuck, these are so much better. These actually feel crispy, and you're still getting the quote unquote benefits of whatever the fuck the optical switch is doing, like no debounce time, whatever. But man, these switches are fucking nice. Really unique feeling. They don't feel like Omron 20Ms, but they aren't a mushy mess like the V1s were. This is probably the biggest improvement they've made aside from the price, and I am a huge fan of it. Also, I have no idea what the fuck this is. It is just permanently stuck there. It's like white paint, but definitely not paint. That brings me to my next point, the coating. The coating on like the non-sides, I'm perfectly fine with it. It's pretty similar to the Viper Midi's coating, that like PBT style of feeling. It's pretty grippy. It's not like textured per se, but I don't know. I like it. And on the side, they have these like sort of grips that are built into the shell. I'm personally not a fan of them. I wish they weren't there. They aren't there on the Viper Mini, and I just much prefer how that mouse feels in hand. This kind of just makes it feel weirder on the sides. I don't know. Obviously, some people love it, and everybody who uses this mouse deals with it. But compared to other mice, I'm just not a fan. Maybe leave the fucking grips for the aftermarket. 100 emoji. But fuck. Now I'm going to talk about the shape, I guess. And I really wish I could fingertip this mouse. This is probably one of the most comfortable, like, FK influence shapes to fingertip. But right, like, you see how I'm gripping it, right where my fucking ring finger is on top of the side buttons. So it is literally impossible to use this mouse and, like, actually fucking, like, play with it without clicking the side buttons on the right side. And I can already see the retarded comments that are gonna be like, "Oh, just unbind the side buttons. You're overreacting." Blah blah. I'm fucking brain damage. Even if it's not like causing an action in game, just having my finger resting over it and accidentally clicking both of the side buttons, not just the fucking top one. I don't know if I made that known. Like every 10 minutes, just while you're normally using the mouse, it's fucking rage inducing. And I really can't do any other like variants of fingertip comfortably, so I just switched to claw. But just imagine a mouse that could legit be perfect to you, but nope, fucking Razer panders to disabled people. Like who uses a mouse with their left hand? Not a single person. Exactly what I thought. So once again, I really wish that they didn't have these side buttons on both sides, and they still don't protrude enough. Like they're usable, yeah, but they without these side grips, they would probably be a lot easier to hit, similar to how they are on the Viper Mini. And yeah, really remove these side grips and the right hand side buttons, and this is like a fucking perfect mouse. It's objectively better than Glorious in terms of QC. Like you're not gonna get a fucking dud of the Viper Ultimate. Like the rates of that are much lower than getting a fucking faulty Model O minus. Look at that, by the way, still there. The scroll wheel, it's like a bit not like heavy, but there's like a lot of resistance. It's not like very light, very easy to click down if you care about clicking your scroll wheel. But back to shape and weight. When I claw this mouse, it's actually pretty comfortable. This is the mouse that I've kind of been learning how to claw on along with the Hot ES. And I like it because it's really fucking wide. And my hands are 20 by 11, so I have some really fucking wide hands. And when I first started clawing this mouse, I thought I wasn't going to like it because I just don't like clawing low profile style shapes. Fingertip feels a lot more natural. but the wideness of this mouse actually did help me out a bit. But it also makes me think, like, how are kids with fucking like 17 by 7 hands using this mouse, dude? Like, are they just palming it and like barely fucking having their hand over like half of the mouse? Some interesting shit to me for sure. But for my personal hand size, this mouse was great. It worked for, well, the shape itself worked for fingertip. The stupid fucking pandering did not work for my implementation of it. But that aside, it really felt natural. I'm not even gonna dare to palm this mouse, but maybe it could be done. And yeah, overall, I think that this is a pretty safe shape. I feel like regardless of your grip style, if you have like medium to large hands, you'll be able to use it. And I understand why people like this mouse. Aside from my personal gripes with it, it is, like I said, virtually a perfect wireless mouse. The fact that it's $100 now definitely makes it a lot better of a deal. Having the fucking charging dock as well, holy shit. I cannot imagine using a USB to plug my mouse in anymore. But yeah, the improved clicks definitely a lot more tactility, not like a stiff click, but it has some like it takes a bit to actuate. It's really well tensioned and a solid click, no like quality issues. And I didn't even talk about the QC on this mouse because mine is perfect, and that's how I presume most copies are. No flexing whatsoever. They have two sets of side buttons, and I can't get one to actuate when I squeeze the mouse. Crazy shit. And yeah, the feet of the mouse, I did replace them with core pads. The stock ones are thin and they're just Razer PTFE. They probably have like fucking like chocolate milk in them. Definitely not a good sign. I would recommend replacing them. And I got some core pads. They feel fucking perfect. The ice pad though, this glide, I don't know how accurate it is. Fuck, maybe I should have like brought out my Heian or something. And now I'm going to slide this mouse around on the Heian while I talk about the weight. And this mouse is 74 grams, so it's a bit heavier than what we're like used to in 2020. Fucking Heart Crush song started playing because I clicked the fucking side button. My life is a nightmare. But yeah, it's 74 grams. It's not like a brick or anything for a wireless mouse. It's pretty fucking light. And after like a day of using it, I got perfectly adjusted to the weight, and I was like, oh, this is just how a mouse feels now. And for the fucking weight balancing, it is also pretty terribly back heavy, as you can tell from the weight balancing test. Some people are going to get that joke. Obviously, the weight balancing is pretty fucking perfect due to my makeshift weight balancing test. But if I do it like this, it's pretty fucking front heavy. But really, I do think that this is one of the best FK style shapes. It's not a direct clone, but it's clearly heavily influenced. The shape is probably one of the best for me besides the Pulsefire Haste. But man, it's just a few fucking tiny things hold me back from maining this mouse. Like, if I could fingertip this mouse and it had the standard, like, side coating of the Viper Mini and didn't pander to disabled people, I would 100% be maining this mouse. It definitely, I don't know if it's going to get the Boardsy seal of approval or not. I don't think a wireless mouse is yet to receive the Boardsy seal of approval, and I will be doing a comparison between these two in an upcoming video. But yeah, for the Viper Ultimate, I'm a pretty big fan of it. It probably is the king of wireless mice, but for me personally, I just think I prefer the Model O wireless. But yeah, that's going to be all for this video. Make sure to leave a like and sub and comment and turn on post notifications. The big fucking quadfecta. Peace.